Hi, Pisces rising sign. Here is your weekly forecast starting on the 2nd of February until 8th of February. So, the very first stop is Mercury retrograde in Pisces in sextile to Juno in Capricorn. Now, this is triggering your first and 11th house. And you can have an intuition about a friend of yours and it's a strong intuition. This might be an indication that, it's a solid, reliable fact that you kind of figure out and you really trust your intuition. But also, it could be a group project that might get a bit of a boost. Maybe because you are ready to set firm boundaries with everyone and for everyone as well. Now, it is a sextile, so it's meant to be positive. However, there could be some negative things coming with this as well. Imagine that you are trying to explain something to a friend of yours about yourself, and they might be judging you because you are a little bit more on the dreamy quality, you are lacking practicality. And this could be something that you have already spoken to these people about. And you can even feel like that you are losing your identity in a group, for example, for example, a group or an organization that has got too many rules. And this feeling might have popped up before. Now, this could also talk to you about such things as an ex of yours might be coming back into your life because Mercury is the ruler of your seventh house and Juno is a marriage archetype. So you might be meeting this person again in certain type of social settings. Now we have got Mars entering your first house this week. So this should make you feel a lot more energetic, even though if it's in the sign of Pisces. You can feel this massive surge of vitality, the courage to show your true self to the world, to go after something that you have been dreaming about for a while. Remember, Mars is the dispositor of all that Aries energy right now. So this could even indicate that you are ready to go after some money. But also, you might be ready to start this new physical project. And that is driven by your intuition or optimism. This could indicate that you feel like that this is the time when things are going to work out for you. Now, Mars can make you slightly bit like sensitive here as well, sensitive to the energy of others, and therefore it could lead to some physical and emotional exhaustion as well. Or you can be acting on your impulse that really feels right at the moment, but it might be lacking certain type of foundation in reality. So just make sure that you go after things that truly matters. And it's important to you, and you know that these are realistic. We also have got the Sun and Pallas Athene conjunction happening also in your first house. And this is just having to know that you are the architect of your own life, seeing exactly how your past choices have led to your current situation. This is about you strategically coming up with being able to go towards your path. This is strategically planning things out, for example, connected to your vitality as well as your health, because the sun is the ruler of your sixth house. It's about blending your natural intuition with some type of strategic tools, making decisions that feel right for you, and then work out perfectly. However, you can get overstimulated because you are picking up on every single pattern and vibe in the room. And of course, it could become exhausting, and you might even struggle to turn off your brain a little bit. So, mental exhaustion could happen by the end of the day. So, just please ensure that you rest as well. Especially with Mars, who is very motivated, let's say, to get to the gym, to go after something. But, Mars in Pisces can be a little bit difficult because it's about a soldier who is swimming against the tides. Now we've got Bacchus entering your second house, and straight away it is making a conjunction to Saturn and Neptune. And this is about turning your intuitive hunch into something tangible. This is about gaining a deeper sense of self-worth by setting firm boundaries around your time and your physical resources. Bacchus is about ecstasy. It's the adrenaline rush. It's a bit of drinking and binging and eating and all those type of energy. And Saturn is trying to say that you have to be kind of like slow it down a little bit, while Neptune is telling you or gives you the craving. So watch out for weight gains, watch out for overextending yourself. But also, this can be kind of like a little bit of a buyer's remorse. After spending money on something that was supposed to make you feel good and enlightened and so forth, and then we can kind of regret that a little bit. Or maybe you feel like that your resources are being dissolved by people or situation that you can't say no to. So that's why Saturn is there. He's really trying to tell you that you can say no to food, to shopping sprees, and something that gives you that thrill to the mind. Now we've got Venus and Uranus sextile as well. Now remember that you should be listening to the general forecast because I'm giving you the exact degrees there. And the most important aspect for the week is always the one that triggers something in your natal chart if it's within 3 degrees. So I highly recommend listening to that video. But, excuse me, Venus is in your second house now. Sorry, it's in your first house at the beginning of the week, and sextiling Uranus in your third. So this is about waking up with a new idea about what type of changes you would like to make. For example, in your appearance, this can make you a lot more magnetic, a lot more visible as well. You can get an unexpected compliment, for example, about your style. Or maybe this can be leading to a new kind of surprising conversation as well with someone. However, Venus is super sensitive right now, and Uranus is like the electricity in the air, so we can get sensitive to that, and maybe it's a little bit more difficult to focus on your own needs. But you can have these sudden urges to change your hair, for example, and then it can backfire, because the timing might be a little bit off, and or the expectations with Pisces. We expected something to turn out this way, but unfortunately, it might be turning out in different ways. We've got the second best aspect of the year happening, and that's the Sun and Jupiter trine. I'm gonna call it as the second best aspect because I feel like Venus and Jupiter aspect was a little bit better due to the fact that both of them were exalted, but Sun is sitting on the degree of Venus and Jupiter trine. So this is reactivating that. And it really feels like that it's brilliant to get closer to someone, for example, in partnerships, being in certain type of harmony, for example. Maybe you get a gift or you get the gift of time or support from someone, which allows you to pursue your personal dreams. But you can lose yourself slightly within a relationship as well, forgetting where you are, where you end, where they begin, and who you are. So just watch out for that. But also, it can give you a lot of personal charm as well. And you can charm yourself into something super nice. But the question is, are we ready for it? Because often with Jupiter, the opportunities are presented, but we might be not ready for it. We've got Venus entering Aries this week. So Venus is reactivating also your Saturn and Neptune conjunction. And maybe this is finding a way to turn an artistic talent into something solid, into a tangible asset. And hopefully that will be providing you with a long-term financial security. And maybe you also realize that, you have to be making yourself feel kind of better in your own skin, and you have to be valuing your own strength. However, again, this could be a bit of a shopping spree, chasing down luxurious items just to make yourself feel better. But also, you might feel like your money and your resources are kind of like leaking away, through situations where you feel guilty to say no. So someone is, let's say, asking you to lend them money and you cannot say no to them. But at the same time, you kind of think like that, I have to say no. Now we've got Heyday entering, uh, excuse me, Taurus this week as well. And that might be a conversation with someone that gives you the practical wisdom you need to solve a problem. And maybe you even find ways of serving your local community and it feels meaningful, physically grounding. Maybe this is about you helping out a sibling, a neighbor of yours, and it kind of warms your heart. However, you can also feel like that everyone in your neighborhood or in your inner circle is asking for favors, something that you might not have the time for. And it can lead to certain type of mental exhaustions, because you're trying to kind of solve everyone else's problem, as well as yours. But do I have time for my own life? So that could be something, so this week it really feels like with the first and the second house activations that you have to be able to focus a little bit on your own needs as well. Obviously, the first house activation is really about me, and the second house activation is my self-worth, as well as something to do with tangibility, so money. Maybe there is a lot of kind of like yearning for more peace, a little bit more comfortability in my life. I want to be more comfortable in my own skin. And potentially there has been, with Venus, Neptune, Saturn, maybe we feel a little bit pressured, for example, in financially or even in our relationships as well. So this can create slightly bit of mood wings. With the Sun and Pallas Athene conjunction, maybe we have to see that, stress is affecting actually our physical body, or the work is affecting our physical body. And we need to be coming up with a plan. It's a plan what we exactly want to do with our life, with our future. The sun is actually in a quincunx position right now to that sixth house, what it rules. So this is also about making adjustments, for example, in our diet. Um, However, I would say that the good thing about Venus, Saturn, Neptune, that a significant new relationship can start as well. And maybe with Saturn, it could be someone with an age gap. And it can feel super fated as well because Neptune is there and I'm drawn to this person. Now, whether if you have got already a existing relationship, then this is about setting, realistic expectations towards the partner. The partner might be setting realistic, expectations towards us. And then maybe we have to be sitting down and then looking at certain type of financial plans and what we are going to do to improve that, what we're going to do with the money. But of course, this is not necessarily just romantic connections, but it could be professional contractual agreements as well, which is, of course, somehow involving money matters as well, because Venus is the ruler of your eighth house, and the eighth house is other people's money, and it is coming into your wallet. And imagine that someone is asking you to lend them money, for example, or pay for the dinner, and Saturn says we have to be able to say no. But hopefully, this is also an indication that you are getting your money back from someone, especially if they owe money to you. So, Pisces, good luck, and I will see you next week. Take care. Bye bye.